Took that gas tank loose there. And right there, that's that one I used down there on that other engine a little bit ago. So what I'm going to do is the fuel tank here is bad on this thing. So what I was going to do is, you know, just start the engine up, because I probably ain't going to put no gas tank on this engine myself. A possibility of it, but I doubt it. But just to get it running is a little bit of that gasola right there on them threads. That's some good stuff right there. Man, that's some good stuff. Not much. And very good. So now I've got done. This was made up for that other one down there, so I'm just going to use it here on a start and run, and then I have to get another kind of fitting. Actually, what I have to do is I have to find my flaring tool, because the other check valve, and that's a good check valve right there, the other one has a flared fitting that goes into this. Possibility I could rig something up there and make that work, but I think it'll work just great right here. So what I'm going to do, and the more you bend this copper, the more you can't bend it. So I'm going to put it right here is where it's going to be, and so it needs to turn down right in the center of that hole in that there gas tank there. I can slide that back like that. So the bend needs to be right there. Eyesight most times good enough. A good gentle bend, because we got quite a bit of. The important part is that the check valve is straight up and down. That's the important part. So, okay, it's going to be too long. So what I'm going to have to do is to move the tank all the way over here, and that way I think I can gain a half of an inch. So it's going to be harder to bend now, I can tell you that. But I have to move that bend down. So I have to straighten it back up here, which that went pretty well, and then bend it way out here. See that? A nice gentle bend. Oh yeah. And tighten that up to see where it wants to set at, which will be right there. And then what you can do, if possible, pick up on your gas tank. Okay, see, I have a good ½ inch right there clearance on the bottom down there, so that's going to be real good. Okay, I think that right there is going to work just fine. Let's put some gas in it. Okay, I think we'll have great success with that. We know we got gasoline. Valve right there is really, really good and free. A little oil on that spring down there. Igniter. And this one has this trip arm right here that it's homemade. It's the most ingenious little mechanism. We'll get a close-up on that later. The original one, a replacement, came with this engine. So at some point we probably will change that. I see no reason why to. So we may keep it as is. But you know, just a little oil there. I'll put that oiler on there later. Just a little lube, you know. I've never tried to start this engine before. This first time. I never tested the spark on it. If the engine don't start post-haste, we'll get us a battery and a coil. It does have a lever right here to regulate speed up and down, fast and slow. So I'm going to give it one notch there down, whatever that setting is. Grease cups have been refilled with grease. Inlet for the mixer headless design, the fuel valve, and it does have a notch right there, but that's all. Indent here, which you would assume is the alignment. So on the get-go, I'm going to turn that just a little past 1/4 of a turn. And I think on that that economy down there, that Hercules economy, I think that engine starts on 1/8 of a turn also. We got gas. Okay, how many turns do you turn it before you decide to do something different? It's a summer electric magneto rotary type, no impulse. Works quite well, to the point where it's possible that I would need a crank to get this engine turning fast enough to start with a rotary magneto. With that said, let's get a battery and coil. Ignition coil built inside a Spam can. You know, somebody has to do it, might as well spend me. And all you do to do that is to take this loose right here, put it somewhere it don't get in the way. And it's a 12-volt battery, 2 6-volts hooked together. And you go from there around to the coil, right there. And then you go from here to the ground on the engine, where would be a good ground safely out of the way. And right there, let's go on that bolt right up there on the side of that block. Right there. Good. Secure. And the other wire goes from, actually I need this one over there, trying to make this easy. From the coil to the ground, and from the battery right here, the hot one, that'll come up to That'll come up to that igniter right there. I'd like to have it hooked into the top right there, because we might try to switch it back over to that. Now see, it's if this is touching, then you'll have a spark right here. Let's see if we got anything. Apparently, no spark. Apparently, dead battery. Let's get another battery. Same kind. Now we'll take that igniter out there and see what it looks like. Let's get that done. But I got that 1000 grit sandpaper out there to hit them points with a little bit right there. But that's just some heavy, yeah, that's just some heavy soot on there. Boy, that's gonna clean up the bright metal, boy. But these point alignment is almost perfect as far as being straight and true in there. This is not turned, that's not turned, that's not bent or nothing. Very good. They do snap open. The amount of play is that much, which is about 30 thousandths, I'd say. So I'm just going to slip that. This is 1000 grit sandpaper folded over, and there is a there is a slight cupping there. This one here is kind of domed, and that one's kind of countersunk, so it would take a lot to get them back to level again. If I could just get them shiny. Okay. Now see what's happening here is, actually I should get the file on these, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go with this brown. This right here is number 1. It's that Permatex, old-time Permatex brand with a new label on it. But I'd like to get some on the back side of that down in there. With the intent of seeing the engine run and then evaluating like a new gas tank. 9 times out of 10, this is what you will be doing in your own backyard. You try something to see if it works, and if it does, then you usually leave it like that. That's the way it works out. Unique the way that this works, that it trips on the pull stroke. Quite interesting. Just points, good to go. Well, I worked that little cup away from there. It's flat across there now, both sides, with that little file right there. I got them not long ago up there at the auction sale here in town, next town over, and laid them in, and never been used. They're a little set made in China. And we'll talk about this when we get the big desk up yonder. Come in handy if and I do feel that they did the job, and to the point where that for whatever I paid for them, it was good value. Torque them down. Neighborhood donkey. Taking in consideration this engine here was built in 1918, and let's start it up again. Yeah, I brought out that spam coil right there. I brought that out today. I put that coil in that spam cam a long time ago. I think we probably should open this. It's 1/4 of a turn is where I've got that set at. I think it ought to start. Find the sweet spot on that there needle valve. Let her run. Fairbanks 1.5 horsepower, headless. It's in that Z series. And we better put a little water in that hopper. this engine starting and running as easy as it does is a testament to the gentleman that owned it before me. Thank you. Well, the test of a good engine is how it starts back. And I would like to take this opportunity to grease that crankshaft bearing also. And it's just a couple of twists with the hand greaser there. Just a couple of twists till you see good live grease come out around the journals there. Even to excess, you know. That's one of the areas where you don't skimp. Grease. You sure know. Oh yeah, that's good there. But I'll have to fill those caps up before I run it again. But this right here, I got that set back right there. Let's put that back on there, and I think it just was a fault of operator there fooling around with that. But I think we're going to need a choke. Y'all come on back next week. Let's open that up. Let's open up that spoiler. Y'all come on back next week and we'll start something else up. But on shutdown, it's just a simple matter of disconnecting one of the electrical contacts, even to the point of the needle valve setting now is pretty much established. So you no longer have to fidget with that other than maybe just to fine tune. If these engines didn't have a choke plate there, you just have to put your fingers over there to get a little fuel up there ready to go on the next turn. So y'all come on back next week, we'll start something else up. Fairbanks Morse Z 1.5 horsepower, headless. Sounds from my neighborhood. Run the engine earlier today. Don't have no choke on that. The needle valve is set about little past a quarter. So I found the best way to start this engine right here is such. Put your fingers over that. You'll feel the gas when you've done it right. Now we'll hook this to that. Engine should start. That speed lever is up there at the top. Open up that drill bore up there. About 5 drops of cement to get it done. Close the drip puller, disconnect the electrodes, now let's go get another one.